Have you noticed something different about what people bring back from their trips these days? It used to be all about things you could, I don't know, put on a shelf. But now, it's all about what you can put in your pantry. There's a huge shift happening in travel, where the real prize isn't just seeing an iconic sight, but tasting an iconic snack.
And this slide just nails the difference. I mean, look, on the left, you've got the old school proof you were there, right? The little keychain, the mini Eiffel Tower, the fridge magnet. But on the right, that's the new travel trophy. We're talking a suitcase literally packed with edible evidence, like those wild wasabi-flavored Kit Kats from Japan, or a stash of Australian Tim Tams. This isn't just about bringing home a treat anymore. It's about capturing a real, shareable piece of a culture. The whole game has changed.
So this brings us to this entirely new way of looking at travel. We're actually moving from a world of sightseeing to one of, well, snack-seeing. And trust me, it's a much bigger deal than you might think.
So what is snack tourism exactly? Well, it's basically when your entire trip is planned around hunting down local, everyday treats. And we're not talking about those fancy, you-need-a-reservation dinners. Nope, we're talking about that specific brand of potato chips you can only get at a gas station, or a fizzy drink that only exists in one region, or the chocolate bar every local kid grew up loving. It's about really, truly tasting a place, not just looking at it.
And it's really important to draw a line between this and what we think of as traditional food tourism. That's the stuff on the left, incredible multi-course meals in Tuscany or a guided street food tour in Bangkok. Snack tourism, what you see on the right, is way more democratic. It's all about the accessible, packaged, and totally shareable stuff. You don't need a reservation for this. You just need a little curiosity and a trip to the local convenience store.
And look, this isn't just a vibe or a feeling. The numbers absolutely back it up. Research from Skyscanner shows this is a huge youth-driven movement. A staggering 59% of millennials, nearly 6 out of 10, choose where they're going to travel based on the food. And get this, almost 40% of Gen Z travelers would literally rather try a local dish than see a famous monument. The snack pack is real, and it is totally redrawing the travel map.
Okay, so if this is the new big thing, what does it actually look like in practice? Let's break down the anatomy of this new kind of food adventure, because it is a world away from the old, structured tours.
So let's start with the traditional model, the before picture, if you will. Research into Greek food tourism paints a really clear picture of this. It's usually a formal, guided walking tour. It's scheduled, maybe for 3 hours, with planned stops where you meet chefs and local producers. It's all very curated, very organized, and led by an expert. Now, just hold that thought in your mind. Because the modern way, it's completely different. The DIY snack tour is basically a 3-step process, and it's all fueled by social media. Step 1 is discover. You're scrolling TikTok or Instagram to see what's going viral. Step 2 is the hunt. You actually go out and find it, not in some tourist trap, but in a real local supermarket. And then, step 3 is share. You post your haul online, which starts the whole cycle over again for the next person. It's like a self-directed digital scavenger hunt for flavor. But what's the deeper appeal here? I mean, why are we so obsessed with these everyday snacks? It turns out this goes way, way beyond just how they taste. These snacks, they actually tell stories. I just love this quote because it gets right to the heart of it all. Snacks are edible stories. That is such a powerful idea, isn't it? A simple snack can give you a more intimate, real connection to a place's history and its creativity than standing behind a velvet rope in a crowded museum ever could. It's a direct sensory link to the soul of a place. And you can see these stories all over the world. The crazy variety of Japanese Kit Kats tells a story of incredible innovation and fierce regional pride. The complex flavors of Indian street food tell a story of a vibrant communal culture. Even the humble Australian Tim Tam is a story of national comfort and nostalgia. Every single one is a bite-sized piece of cultural identity.
So we've established this is a major cultural trend. It's a thing. But here's where it gets really fascinating. What if this seemingly lighthearted obsession with snacks could actually help solve one of travel's biggest, most destructive problems?
I know, this might sound a little dramatic, but it's a question worth asking. Can a simple, local snack actually help save a city from basically being loved to death? Let's dive into this.
So to see the solution, we first have to really understand the problem. Overtourism. It's what happens when visitors start to destroy the very thing they came all that way to see.
A perfect and kind of sad example is Jufen in Taiwan. After it went viral on social media, its narrow, ancient streets are now just choked with tourists. It's turning a living, breathing town into a crowded backdrop, and that frustrates everyone, locals and visitors alike.
And this is where snack culture offers a potential solution. See, unlike a single monument that acts like a giant magnet, pulling everyone into one spot, a culture built on tons of different snacks naturally creates a snack trail. First, it disperses the crowds. Instead of one big honeypot site, you've got dozens of smaller destinations, guiding people through different neighborhoods. Second, it spreads the wealth. Your money goes directly into the pockets of small, family-run stalls and local shops, not just giant tour companies. And third, it promotes authenticity. It creates an incentive to preserve real, living food traditions, rather than just staged, theme park versions of culture.
And that really brings us to a final thought. It makes you think, doesn't it? As we all start traveling again, the choices we make matter more than ever before. So for your next trip, what's it going to be? Will you be packing a guidebook? Or maybe an extra suitcase just for the snacks? The choice and the taste is all yours.